February 2026 Kaweah Health Board of Directors meeting held in the Visalia Council chambers. CEO Marc Mertz recognizes outstanding team members. He stands at the front of the room facing the Board of Directors who are off-screen, with the audience seated behind him and the award recipient standing next to him. The camera pans to the audience occasionally to highlight family members and speakers. First, certified nursing assistant Maggie is recognized as Employee of the Month by a board resolution. Second, the emergency department night shift team receives the Team of the Month award. Finally, retiree Doug, introduced by Jack Bath, is recognized by a board resolution. Following each recognition, a team photo with board members and leadership is shown.
First, I want to call out Maggie, Teran. Maggie. So, with Employees of the Month now, we go to their units and we celebrate them there rather than down at the executive team. And so we went over to the short stay rehab facility, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. And we called the team together. We didn't tell them why. We just came together and we talked about the importance of patient care and supporting team members. And then Maggie and I were standing directly across the room from each other. I knew that she was the chosen one, but I don't think she had any idea why I was there. And so towards the end of the speech that I was making, I was able to say that we're celebrating our Employee of the Month, which is Maggie Teran. So we did the math earlier, and 12 Employees of the Month, 5,300 employees. That's a 0.22% of all of our employees get to be Employee of the Month. So it's a huge honor. It was a great celebration over there. Got to learn about the fantastic work that Maggie does, not just with our patients, but really the mentorship and the leadership that she provides to all employees, especially the new ones, was really heartwarming to hear. So that was a lot of fun. They had a little party afterwards. So that was great. So before I go into the embarrassing part about reading your nominations, I know you have family here because I got to meet them out in the hallway. We did mathematics, and we celebrated birthdays, right? You want to introduce your family? You have to use the microphone now.
Yes, I have my son Robert, his daughter Lachey, my fiance Kevin, my nephew Pablo, his daughter Sophie, my niece Elise, and my daughter in the back, Eleanor.
All right, so I'm going to read this. This is the embarrassing part. And we already did this at leadership, so you've been through it before. This is the nomination that was submitted for Maggie. Maggie is the ideal staff member to model all future and current staff out there. There's no pressure there, right? All future staff be modeled after you. She leads with integrity, works without bias or prejudice, is willing to help anyone in need, is always approachable whenever clarification and guidance are needed, is patient and understanding with the patients, and checks all the boxes when meeting the needs of the company and the mission statement of Kaweah Health. She is the kind of person you would trust with your ill or injured loved ones with. I think that says it all right there. If you're willing to put the well-being and life of your loved ones in the hands of Maggie, that's the best compliment you can pay.
Thank you.
And it went on to say that Kaweah Health could use more employees like her. And then her manager submitted that Maggie has been an employee of short stay rehab for 7 years now and has consistently been an exemplary employee. She consistently gets Kaweah Care nominations from her peers because she is always helpful. She is always present at staff meetings and gives constructive feedback to improve patient care and workflow. She is always respectful and proactive. She is also assigned as a preceptor to new hires. She is very organized and always tries to go above and beyond for her patients, ensuring that their needs are met. So congratulations, Maggie.
Thank you. Yeah.
In leadership, I actually asked Maggie to say a few words about what she does and why she does it. And she did such a phenomenal job. I thought if you could let me give her just a few moments to share why she does what she does. No pressure.
No pressure. I thank whoever did this for me. It's an honor. I do it because my mother was my first patient. She had a stroke when she was 22. So I've been doing this a very long time. So I know it takes patience. It takes a lot of compassion and understanding. From a mother to a daughter. So I know exactly what my dad stands for. And I do it with so much love. Because every person that comes to rehab has a story. And they share their stories. So I'm so proud to be able to say, I love my job as a CNA. Love my job.
These are members of the ED night shift. And if you work in the ED, you never know what's going to come in the door. But I think this nomination might read, you never know what's going to come through the ceiling. You can find out why as I read this. It was fun. So we got to go down for shift change. So if they come on shift at 6 p.m., they meet in this back hallway. Oh, there it is right there. And they sort of get the update for the day, what to expect, to get their assignments. So we were able to surprise them with this award, which these guys work a tough shift every single night. I think that night in particular was a really busy one. So it was fun to be able to celebrate and recognize the great work that they do. I'll read the nomination, and you'll find out why. I'm proud to nominate the Emergency Department Night Shift for Team of the Month in recognition for their decisive and heroic response to a major flood in ED Zone 1 on the night of September 8th. While managing an exceptionally high acuity shift with multiple trauma and critical patients, the team was suddenly faced with significant flooding caused by a leak in the labor and delivery unit above the ED. The affected area contained essential technology and equipment critical to patient care and ED operations. The night shift team acted immediately, safely relocating patients to ensure uninterrupted care while simultaneously moving and protecting vital equipment. Their teamwork, quick thinking, and physical effort prevented extensive equipment loss, saving Kaweah Health tens of thousands of dollars. Most importantly, they maintained the highest standards of patient safety during an unexpected crisis. Their actions exemplify the Kaweah Health family spirit, nursing excellence, and operational accountability. We are honored to recognize and support such a dedicated team. So we appreciate you guys coming down tonight to represent the team before your shift. You have anything you want to add about this team?
Yeah, this team is amazing, and I know Shania was there. Preet, were you there? And Preet was Nurse of the Year last year, and then Nicole and Candace, all members of the team that have been a part of it a long time. And while we're at home or in the community, asleep or watching a movie, these guys are in the front lines because that ER does not stop. People do not stop coming in, and it's 24/7, and they help us out when we can't be there. So couldn't say how proud I am of these guys and the work they did that night. And I know I speak on behalf of Scott as well, who recognized the action. So thank you for being there and doing all the things you do.
Shania was the charge nurse that night, and she really mobilized the team for that. So thank you, Nisha. Thank you.
Next we have a retirement for Doug. I'm going to ask Jack to come up and introduce Doug.
Doug, come on up. This is definitely bittersweet. The ironic thing is we started around the same time, the same year, 31 years ago. But I think Doug worked here before and then decided to go off to become a pharmacist and got his doctorate at the University of the Pacific. Born and raised in Visalia. And I keep telling him he's awfully young to be retiring. But he's promised me, because his wife, Molly Niederreiter, is our director of rehabilitation, that she has no idea, she cannot retire just because he's retired. She's promised me that. Before I get started into a few more details, Doug, do you want to introduce who's with you here tonight?
Yeah, thank you, Jack. I'm my lovely daughter, Ella, my wife, Molly, that you mentioned already, and my father, Bud, and his wife, Karen, are with me. Yeah, thank you.
So before I get into the amazing work Doug does, Molly and Doug have raised 3 amazing kids. Ella being one of them, who graduated from UC Davis. They have an attorney who did his undergrad at UCLA and then went on to law school and is now a practicing attorney in Denver. And then they also have a physician in the making who went to MIT for undergrad. So they've done very well professionally and then also raising some amazing kids. So just amazing people all the way around. Again, 31 years ago, he was our night shift pharmacist forever. really held the fort down at nighttime for a number of years, and then made the switch over to Doug's team and worked as an ISS pharmacist for an extremely long time, especially as we were going into more automation and electronic medical record, because when Doug and I started, everything was done on paper. So we've seen a lot change throughout our career. And then most recently, he decided to shift gears and been our inpatient pharmacy manager for a number of years. And there's a lot of responsibility with that. There's something called a PIC, who's a physician in charge, pharmacist in charge. And for this organization, it was Doug. So legally, a lot of responsibility when it comes to any sort of drugs or medication fell on Doug's shoulders. So again, just commendable work. Really sorry to see him retire, but at the same time, extremely happy to see him kind of start his next journey of retirement. So again, congratulations. I don't know if you want to say a few words, Doug.
Yeah, kind of thinking about this earlier today. I, through a comedy of errors, got a job as a pharmacy technician when I was going to COS. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And for those 3 years when I worked for Kaweah Health, I was led to the realization that I wanted to become a pharmacist. And I put myself through pharmacy school, and when I left, I was not coming back to Visalia. But I quickly learned that I needed to find a place to raise a family because I'm in my future life. And so I decided Visalia was a great place to come back to. So I came back. My entire pharmacist career was here. And all these years, I actually thought I was in love with pharmacy. But in reality, I think I was in love with the people that I worked with originally, and continue to work with these type of people that make up the staff at Kaweah Health. They are salt of the earth people. They care. They want to do right by their patients, their fellow employees, and their leaders. So I think if I happen to get a job in a flower shop with those same group of people, I probably would be a florist today. So I really want to stress that Kaweah is, I think, very unique in that respect. It is full of a lot of very caring and people that want to mentor and do right by their patients. So I'm very fortunate that I fell into that, and Kaweah has provided for me and my family for all these years, and I hope that in some way I left a mark on Kaweah and maybe made a little bit of a difference in my own way. So to that I say thank you.